Morning. Let's clean up dream warfare and Wi-Fi bombardment from Peckerwoods when you go to sit there and go, how do you spell pralines? And it shows you pictures of aliens with these gray-haired, violent killing things that fly in from the sky. No, how do you spell pralines? Why? Because I'm going to label this video, okay? DDT, Agent Orange, pralines, and dick. And then in description, I'm going to put in loves, Ibotta, and Motorola. And don't forget Starry Soda. Fucking assholes, right? These people, you're not a man because I don't take a Nazi paycheck to mass murder the Jews because they're the Christ killers. Okay? Because I don't put out propaganda films from the 1950s saying, Billy's daddy's a fudge packer. And now the bad people are the people, hey, you shouldn't sodomize your wife. You shouldn't take Descovy for PrEP. You should live the Lord's Prayer. Because they're not real either. They all vote for Donald Trump. Rockefeller told me that before I took a shower last night. It's like, yeah, I flipped the script. All the fucking conservatives are voting for a man that plays a prostitute hush money and owns casinos that has legalized prostitution. And he's Jesus' best friend that wants to drop nuclear weapons on everybody so we can all go to the Glen Club shows and monster truck rallies and hear the music. The Motorola loves Ibotta commercials with the starry drinks. You have your fighting spirit. Just because they put movie music to it and a bunch of bitches that look like they'd be fun to fuck because they have no integrity because they want to be hotter than all the fat girls doesn't mean you should ride around in a retarded fucking graffiti splattered car to relive the glory of the Zoot Suit Wars. I mean, shut the fuck up. Seriously? They had, in Cochise County, Arizona, they had to come out with a drive-in, okay? Because they were getting too many macho fights about who's going to have sexual access to the local populace because Mexicans are macho and so are idiots who sign up for the army. And women that like to be fucked by macho men have macho problems and end up on fucking Motorola, Loves, Ibotta, Starry Soda, fucking Modelo commercials. You guys are pathetic. Okay? Like what Rockefeller did with me to Roger Alvarez. Roger Alvarez was friends with Buddy Pritchett, and he's a rapper, and he's the toughest ass enemy, mine, enemy, okay? And he talks all this shit, and he gets in fights with these idiots at a bar who's over girls to fuck and all this shit, right? He shows up at my work, and I'm like, hey, let's start promoting the Lord's Prayer, stand up to all these military people that create human trafficking so we don't have to put up with any of this bullshit. He goes through, he walks me around the store, he tells me his latest rap, me and my trials and tribulations and blah, 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 and he quotes like he's an apostle of Jesus Christ, right? Then he gets up there and because he's not making much money doing it, he has food stamps and his card starts acting up. And I say, don't feel bad about it. It happened to me before and it happened to a lady in Arizona and I stood up for her because all the conservatives were saying, you're a dredge on society. You're a taxpayer dredge and all this stuff. And I sat there and I said out loud and Leslie Burton loved it. I sat there and I said, the little boy in the cart right there might be the guy that saves us from asteroidal impact with science. And these people would be all pissed off because they had to feed them with food stamps. Everybody goes, Ralph, thank you. I'll be here until I shut this fucker down with their own science projects and their own moonfall. Okay. That moonfall movie, I watched some of it. That's child abuse. Okay. Putting stuff out there, that's wrong thinking. Okay, the moon is not a goddamn superstructure made by a bunch of ego fucking maniacs. Okay, like Ancient Aliens on the goddamn History Channel. Okay, you fucking idiots. Okay, stop being such fucking idiots. Just like Pluto wasn't made as a spy satellite by the Andorians. Okay, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. It's like saying trees are all a plot by the CIA to provide us oxygen so they can fuck us with money and technology. You're just stupid. I watched fucking Kimmel last night with Kim Kardashian, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, the brain activity, right? And then Guillermo comes out. He's fat because he eats too much fatty foods. He's not a good jock, Okay? And he drinks too much alcohol. Okay? I'm fat because I challenged the military in 2017 that I could get to 10% body fat in 8 months after being doped at the soup kitchen with the other people they mass murder off because they act more like Guillermo and less like me. Okay? And Roger Alvarez and the people on the goddamn Modelo beer commercials. Because we all know what happened with Roger Alvarez. When I stood up for him about his food stamps and what people for food stamps, a white lady with a half-black kid with a Mexican guy driving a truck came up and threatened to physically kill me for talking shit about people with food stamps. I said, you heard what I said? No, yeah, that's not what I said. And she said, somebody's going to do something about it, and you better watch out for it. I said, sure ain't the motherfucker driving this truck because he won't even look me in the eye, right? And Roger, who's supposed to be one of the baddest rappers and baddest the thug bugger duggers in all of New Mexico, is looking at the floor. Because he's afraid they'll try to shoot him if he's hanging out with me. Because he's afraid of DARPA, the National Security Agency, NSA, and NASA. I ain't afraid of them. They ain't my master. My dick doesn't tell me what to do, okay? Any science project that they've ever done in my house with my family, studying my family's reactions and sex life because they were home invaded by the worst chanting thing, cult groups in the history of the world, are invalid, okay? You didn't have L. Ron Hubbard and Dave Miscavige and Tom Cruise in your house watching your sex life, watching your wife be sexually groomed so she could be the next chick, the wannabe that was too fed, the butter body, okay, that wanted to be one of the chicks on a goddamn Teddy Riley video, but he wouldn't have her because she didn't, even with soda or whatever, Plaxi, Pluplo, Golo, whatever, and stuff like that, she still wouldn't be as hot as the girls that look fuckable from the time they're Natalie's, when Natalie was, the way they were. Natalie, oh, she's going to look fuckable her whole life. Yeah, and she comes from that fat girl with her fat sisters. Patrick said it too. He goes, they're going to be some of the most beautiful girls in the whole world, Dad. And he wasn't just talking about Natalie. He was talking about Emily and Kate too. They're going to be strong. They're going to be kind. They're going to be raised by the Messiah, not a bunch of fucking liars on TV that think that having toilet paper money like John McCain and 8 different houses like him and fucking, what's that other guy's name? Al Gore. Okay. And then saying you should all live good people like John Denver and Dennis Weaver say, and not doing anything like it because they take kickbacks to go to parties to hang out with the cruise girl that talks about how we should do things right, but she don't do nothing right. And Rockefeller has all the video to prove it on the goddamn Colbert Show. Okay. You guys are, I tell you, I is more embarrassed for all y'all than you is for yourselves. And I didn't set this stuff up. Rockefeller set that stuff up. I liked Roger Alvarez. I wanted him to step up and say, okay, I'll be an apostle. But he didn't. He looked at the floor to strike the drug dealer. And that goddamn Quinones and that stupid hot blonde. Okay? They set that stuff up. Okay? The stuff here, oh, they set it up for you too. I didn't know it was set up. No one came in. John Quinones and the hot blonde didn't come in and say, this guy's not really a drug dealer. The guy had the drug dealer things, tattoos. Joel Garcia's about to shit himself. Ralph, you got to apologize. I ain't going to apologize to him or his mom. Okay? They might be trying to rip you off because she's mean mugging me and somebody else could be shoplifting. And then I started to figure out what was happening as soon as their fucked up son showed up with all his tattoos about how, hey, I'm tattoo. I take little girls from Venezuela and I have people pay me money to fuck them. And then I give white kids drugs so they can all die from a drug overdose and everybody can bitch about it and say, hey, fentanyl's killing our kids. It's philanthropy. Philanthropy is killing our kids. Philanthropy is fucking kids to death, and everybody has to feel it, and it affects all of us. That's why I had bad science projects in my house from the time before I was born, because they denied Jesus Christ at Calvary. Now, suck on that, you motherfuckers. Now I'm going to load this up, and I'm going to keep kicking your ass until you show up to honor me and Jesus, or I have to kill you with super quantum computing technology and drones and your home security system, whichever comes first. All right, you don't think so? Try me, you little fucking bastards. Ooh.